the first to know. Nsem-Pii TV.
One key point Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia and a New Patriotic Party or more raising for the 2024 campaign against former President John Mahama and say Ghana for Nimno Mokotoma for the former president, the likelihood so obesho Ghana for Mekune Pepene very, very high. Because 2012 to 2016, Oba rising from vice president to president after the late demise of the late John Evans Atamels, His Excellency. Former President John Mahama showed Ghana in numerous corruption scandals, from Ballon d'Or, Thermoport leasing, to Airbus branding, to plane saga investigations, Airbus scandal, to Saglemi, to numerous unconfirmed projects, to Jida, to Sada. Nina, former President John Mahama was finger pointed. Now, even court of competent jurisdiction, I try a bit more, I find you guilty. But it's a Maslow CEO said the name Tamaklo. Edina, actually, if he has 10 years, I feel they're more trying to extradite him from the United States of America. A fresh case assigned him, and what is surprising is that from 2016 to 2024, that is 8 years after the leaving of former President John Mahama, new scandals a unity. Now, wait a baby a free year. On his left side, the legal counsel, and on his right side, the appointed minister. Now information if free shows that former President John Mahama's government, even though the presidency was accused of corruption, appointees now have been tried and judged and found to be guilty of corruption. And more appointees and kasa EU manual secret two bedroom say corruption be akoso. Now and then you ever call modern Ghana, almost say the OSP be investigating $500,000 mansion was South Africa. Most of the issues of corruption PM from politicians, especially from African, and say Sikana say we are people in the same country because declaration of information from the banks in case of money laundering in the kekakahono ebetima mamachi omunti di omuya ne say omo shape Sikana out of the country na information apie say Nana Oye Bampo Ado, formerly as Nana Oye Lita, under investigation for allegedly purchasing up to 350,000 to 500,000 US dollar mansion in South Africa right after Omulusi elections in 2016. That is the year 2017. Never caught into the story. I say amidst the contentious legal battle between former John Dramani Mahama's appointee, Nana Oye Bampo Ado, formerly known as Nana Oye Lita, and her ex-husband, Tony Lita. Office of the Special Prosecutor has launched an investigation into corruption-related allegations regarding a property acquisition in South Africa. At the end, about two individuals, a couple, Nana Oye Lita and Tony Lita, legal counsel, former appointee of former President John Mahama, Ministry of Gender, and after 27 years, they are going different ways. Now, in summer, the legal counsel, Tony Lita, somebody who is well abreast with law, or can Nana Oye Lita, Office of the Special Prosecutor, and I said no. Also launching investigations and share the head and tail of it. Unfortunately, a lot of people do not have confidence in the Office of the Special Prosecutor because since the appointment, nothing substantial government appoint your hands to say waiting me in the fight of corruption. A lot of people, even now, Martin Amidu are commencing the process for the impeachment of the Special Prosecutor, but that is not the focus of an editorial. The focus of the editorial is that there's even more information of corruption scandals against former President John Mahama and the government. Yet, also, Disputes between the estranged couple stems from the divorce petition filed by Mr. Lita in 2018, which contained damaging claims about Nana Oye's character and actions. One, say Tony Lita file for divorce. There are various reasons or the Bama judge telling you about granting a divorce. Na ensem and the office of the special prosecutor say there are issues of corruption under former President Abronye Mahama's abine and here they problem. Say in a response, Nana Oye Lita say the ni kunu akoka in a divorce plea in a divorce filing document now. And defaming the character. Echese sebe oya kronfo. Echese sebe onye nipa papa. Echese enye nipa we have to entrust public resources to. Inti ono so file for 500,000 in general damages and 1 million in exemplary damages for reputational harm. And only ebe follow case closely because two things can happen. One, either Tony Lita will be found guilty of reputational harm, that is intentionally or in some no cano no crabby any intiana no eso tria up to $1.5 million amanana Oye Lita. And now say Nana Oye Lita will have to be federally investigated. So Tony Lita to be proved beyond reasonable doubt. So right after a free government, Otimiko top $500,000 mansion our South Africa. No, I say Nana Oye Bampo ado approval to the office of special prosecutor and definitely to all Ghanaians. Now, Sir Kwanwe so no the kotor the mansion say if there is any said mansion in the Republic of South Africa. One of the contentious highlights, of course, in the divorce petition, Mr. Lita's allegation that Nana Oye intended to purchase an investment property in South Africa worth between $350,000 and $500,000 immediately after leaving political office in 2017. This claim prompted the OSP to initiate an investigation into corruption, money laundering, and illegal property acquisition against Nana Oye, leading to her being placed on bail and engaging legal representation. Currently, Nana Oye Lita has been placed on bail and an affidavit or engaging with the lawyers, no proof beyond reasonable doubt. Said the new kunune canon, no query MBRA any. Now it goes to show, say, each and every portion of former President John Mahama's government, very, very liable in a lot of corruption scandals, from women appointees to male appointees, mass lock, empowering women. Now, unfortunately, in Kofopo said, Madam Jean Nana. Nsem-Pii said or mentor a lot of women. I'm saying Maslock CEO said Namtama was one of the mentees of the current running mate of NDC. Does that goes to show say mentees no chrono no more in government and then call straight to joy or all the information regarding Mr. Tony Lita's accusations. Or say the wahala surrounding the divorce of former President John Mahama's legal counsel, Tony Lita, and his ex-wife, Nana Oye Bampo Ado, is far from over. Nana Oye Bampo Ado, formerly known as Nana Oye Lita, who served as Minister for Gender, Children and Social Protection under the SY Mahama administration, has taken on her ex-husband Tony Lita for tarnishing an image in both Ghana and abroad. She's therefore demanding general damages of $500,000 and exemplary damages of $1 million. The legal action has resulted from alleged malicious content of the divorce petition Mr. Lita filed May 2nd, 2018 to put an end to their 27-year-old marriage, which plaintiff says has caused her reputational damage. This falsehood, according to Nana Oye Bampo Ado, has maliciously caused hatred, ridicule, and public odium against her. Of course, the reputation of Tony Litani is very, very high. Somebody here, legal counsel for former President John Mahama. It goes to show, sir, there is some element of truth in it, because where is somebody of high repute who was the legal counsel of the former president of the Republic of Ghana. Now this even goes to show, say, in any which way in our case it doesn't look well for former President John Mahama, because one, say Tony Lita winning case now, it goes to show, say, there's allegations, certain elements of truth in the allegations, say Nana Oye Bampo Ado has to prove baby onya sa 350 and as $500,000 US at the Kwakoto mansion South Africa. Na say Nana Oye Bampo Ado winning case now, it goes to show, say, Tony Lita will have credibility issues in Japan, or they are true any Eii Juma, or they are true a judge in the divorce case. Who can file for divorce? There are many reasons I'll bet me use their filing instead of false allegations and as a maligning somebody's integrity. In both ways, both appointees of the former President John Mahama serious character issues in both sides of the issue, because maybe a case in Bekopiano, it doesn't look well for former President John Mahama. In reference to the divorce petition, the former general minister said the ex-actman accused her as a human rights lawyer of an act of cruelty and violence, including pouring water, beating and slapping, and using her fingernails to harm their domestic staff. The plaintiff also added that the claim by her ex-actman that she traveled to South Africa with an intention to buy an investment property between $350,000 to $500,000 US as soon as leaving political office could be inferred that she's not only corrupt but also abused her office to steal public money. The suit dated April 25, 2024 indicated that due to the false averment and publications of acquisition of investment property in South Africa by defendant, the Office of the Special Prosecutor instituted investigations into corruption and corruption-related offenses, money laundering, and illegal acquisition of property in South Africa against the plaintiff, and the plaintiff was investigated and subsequently admitted to bail. Based on statement by Tony Lita Nintendo, Madam Oye Nana Oye Bampoado is on bail. Inteno no or decided say Oboka ko seek redress in the High Court. Tenko take order na sarebedi akom. Statements are NDC for how to respond to the mass love and disaffection towards the NDC and GM. Who's the one better responded? After the false accusations here in this case, the well-earned credibility and image of Dr. Mahmoud Bamian in the northern region, and how or responded to such false accusations.
Dr. Bawumia, Emma, Dr. Mahama Biti, Dr. Bawumia. And Savier, and then some and Savier, and Savier, Oka and Savier, and Savier, and Mappe Bumwa, and your friend Akushino. I say hello, I say Samu Hotel. I say hello, I say yes, I say Akushino, Samu Hotel. Eba Akushi, yeah. See a Kubakushi padia near Madame Asia. Not your mamma now. Oh, me know ya dream. Say, you must have can sing. I must have can say, be our shop and pan and Betty Nacola, never was yile. Ghana high wing. What would flip a man on the banana free, Kumasia Bakra? Yes, send me Nabina or Baby. And you know, intellectual discourse, I will walk out. Open hotel like that. Your hotels will get a Kumasenuma. Okoda to say when you have breakfast or you when you international pay will be a very fair wako. Swat as ye. And now person be tia ko hwe so a. You will be a very fair wako. John Mahama ko United Nations General Assembly. US. Hotels are penifo ekwa omko deda. Ya enkofo timba be sra wo mo mutu na modi nkomo. John Mahama ankoda ho. Nanka what? Okoda hotel do Times Square. Nanka what?
New York if you be Times Square I want na Nigeria wo New York nyina I want na sa one person be say abonti kwa ju ani pa wo da wo hwe wo wi mu na wo hwe for ma wo to say yes
wo to
ha John Mahama ko dai enti radio ye besere stop it John Mahama na bo pese mu kunu ni mas
oh yeah
na wo mo so mo yes ade no ena nwumre yi o ma ko winsa abo ada e wo jowulu sport bi
ahono mo wina na dwo
na se po do mo winsa na fa de say create no o mo de bono mo sesako
that's how we
are na me ka se bi chira o ka se na nsen ya kwa bi jinya accident wonya no heaven
and say yes
no ayi fiesta royal fine so se wo
yeah fiesta royal yeah
that weekend na so no and na enkofo bi so mo so ko accident
bi so e ma mu yom ho anadwo no mu twitwa
wo no if I'm free ba no mo free sa around by 1:30 am
ko we no mbam say
ko we san wo jawulu
am to ba lu mu san ho
oboko o mai ko kwaku
ọwọ ni sakasaka business ni
na ẹkọfọ nye careful kakra o ye di mo nipa okrom ha o
yo le be mo ton
o nsa no wo de mi mode
dan ekoto yi power kwam je si kire mi ho
ayo
ye mo ton ọwọ bi test sakasaka
nipa na wo this picture we ato ni Facebook mo enna ne chinai obabe nsa ada e wo jowli ho ama enkofo na be so
mu dina asna ka mu edina kofie
ehwo na no mu free ko baabi a adadu be 2 am no o makodi sa o se na ba kwa ho ne ho
okay o me kai pa
sanko France na America so we know all these things eti moto bobo mo po eye campaign of ideas more ideas in the money bi mo ye a bunch of hollow people enye fe
no ato mo ye hunhuna electoral commission be wi abatro mu ene ye mpene na
mo so mo ye nipa bi a akura omo kaka sanse because we say ho de o de fa hono pse a wadi fosi ya tam ti aka mo fa okura na kaja o de nan yi se na se mo sha se fi mo ka dolai ne nya ka mo ka ni sa na mo nyai o de ba akofie ne dia no o de ba akofie dia obi a nim se Dr. Baumia oni akofie mu classmate obi a ni wo betimi aka se hey Dr. Baumia menena na ba akofie wo ha sei menena na ba akofie wo ha sei obi a ni ho asati me fa Dr. Baumia on LGBTQI+ ye fan chat for northern region ne oko is upper east or upper west
upper east
and upper east
we are not going west
oko we upper west na wasania basenti ye nkohwe so for no question bi sa no ye nkohwe mra.
When you are elected president, you will not allow LGBTQ to be something that will operate in our country Ghana for reasons that we all know. I really want to commend you for this. But I do recall that sometimes these things are said for political gains. What I'm asking is, what will you do concretely to ensure that this does not become part of our life in Ghana?
How do we assure on LGBTQ? I think that, you know that as a Muslim, my religion frowns on it 100%. Your religion frowns on it 100%. So I don't know how else we are going to do it, but to say no to this practice. It is very clear in my mind that is, and it is not a view that I am coming to now. This is a view that we all have since we were Christians and Muslims. The Bible doesn't allow it, the Quran doesn't allow it. I don't know which mosque will ever accept me to join for prayer if I tolerate LGBTQ. Nobody would allow me into any mosque to pray. I would have ostracized myself from that community of faith. So no, I don't think that we have any issues.
All right, nti we Dr. Mahmoud Baumia abra koye northern region na one asofo no hia no mu bisa me say waka say oba wonji we ntum but eja pese ehu asante yem more the second one on government expenditure. So Dr. Bawumia also touched on government expenditure and I
believe that we need to reduce government expenditure. Government expenditure is high and it doesn't have to be so. It's not everything that government should be trying to do. And I want us to reduce government expenditure and rather allow the private sector to increase their expenditure. When government doesn't